Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to another episode of Man Cave Meals. Today, I'm going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic, and we're going to use the Dojo to do a little cooking, but we're not going to cook pizza. I'm going to show you something that works amazingly well using the Dojo. I'm going to make a two-person lasagna, so let's get started. Okay, I've lit a fire in the firebox here on the Kamado Joe Classic, and I used 2 fire starters today because I'm going to run with the Dojo, and we're going to cook at about 375 degrees. So I'm going to set the Dojo in place, and then we're going to close the dome lid, and then I'm going to close the top vent on the control tower, and then I'm going to kick off the I command to run us at a temperature of 375 degrees. And then I'm going to give this guy plenty of time to preheat. I want to give it at least, once the temperature reaches 375, I'm going to give it at least a half an hour or 40 minutes until we start cooking on it. I haven't started putting the lasagna together yet, so we'll get to that while this is warming up. While that grill's heating up, we're going to get started making our lasagna. And I've got a saucepan here that I'm heating up over medium-high heat. I'm going to put in a little extra virgin olive oil and let that get nice and hot. And when that oil gets nice and hot, I've got some finely chopped onion I'm going to toss in here. And I'm going to saute that onion for 4 or 5 minutes until it starts to get translucent. And the next thing I want to do is toss in some finely chopped garlic, and I'm also going to put in just a pinch of crushed red pepper flake, and we'll saute this here for another minute or 2. And just as that garlic starts to become fragrant, we're going to put our meat in. I'm putting in some mild Italian sausage, and we're just going to brown that. And when that sausage gets browned, I'm going to dump in my marinara sauce, and we're going to stir that in, get that completely incorporated. And once I have that marinara sauce mixed in there, I'm going to add some dried basil, some dried oregano, some fennel seed, and a little bit of salt, which we're going to check later. A little bit of black pepper. I'm going to stir that together, and I'm going to bring this to a simmer. And once this comes up to a simmer, taste it and see if you need to add any additional salt, and if not, turn the heat down to low and just put a lid on it. We're going to let that simmer for about 15 minutes. While that sauce is simmering, we're going to make our ricotta mixture. So in a small mixing bowl, I've got 1 egg that I'm just going to beat that guy lightly, and I've got some ricotta cheese here. It's about a cup or so, and I'll give you all these measurements in the recipe description. And I've got some freshly grated Parmesan cheese here. We're going to put all that in here, and then I'm just going to take a fork and work this together. And once I have that together, I'm just going to put a pinch of salt in there and stir that up. And we're just going to set this aside till we're ready to put our lasagna together. Okay, after your sauce has been simmering, pop the lid off of it, have a look at it. If it looks like it's too runny, which mine doesn't, just leave the lid off of it and let it set up. That's about the consistency we're looking for here, so I've turned the heat off. So now we're ready to put our lasagna together. I'm going to use my cast iron loaf pan here, which is a Lodge, and I'm going to spoon in about a cup or so of the sauce into the bottom of the pan, and then I'm going to put 2 noodles in. And these noodles, I had to break these down just a little bit to make these fit. They're in their natural state, they're just a little bit too long. So after I put 2 noodles in there, I'm going to put about half of the sauce that I have left in on top of those and spread that out nice and evenly. And then I'm going to drop 2 more noodles in. And then we're going to put our ricotta mixture in. I'm just going to put all of that in on this layer. And then I'm just going to take my fork there. We're going to spread that out nice and evenly. And then we're going to do 2 more noodles. And then we're going to take the rest of our sauce, just whatever's left in your pan. We'll smooth that out on top. And then we're going to put some sliced mozzarella on here. And you don't have to be stingy with this. You can put as little or as much as you like on there. And now this bad boy's ready for the grill. Okay, we're ready to put this on, and there is no way that loaf pan is going to fit through the slot on the front of the Dojo. So I'm just going to open the lid. We're going to set that guy right in there just like that, and I'm going to just loosely tent that with a piece of foil. We're going to let it go for 30 minutes, and then we're going to come back, take the foil off. Okay, I've let this go about 40 minutes instead of 30. So we're going to yank this foil off. And this is the whole reason I'm cooking this with the Dojo, because we're going to get a lot better browning action on the top of this lasagna with the heat coming from the top down. So we're going to close it up and let it go another 15 minutes or so to brown that up. Okay guys, after 15 more minutes, I want you to have a look. That looks absolutely beautiful. I love the browning that I've gotten on the top of that. And like I said, once again, that's why I've done this with the Dojo. I've been playing around with the Dojo and the iCommand, and this thing will run, the iCommand and the Dojo together will run at about any temperature you want to run. So I suggest giving this a try. So I'm going to take this off. We're going to let it cool, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay guys, I've managed to wrangle a piece of this out of the pan without making too much of a mess, where you can kind of get a look at it. It tastes absolutely amazing. It came out extremely well. You're going to have to give this technique a try with the Dojo. Give this recipe a try and let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.